Hey everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore and our Human Paladin. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. Today we are back in Ashenvale once again, and we're going to take on the north and eastern sides of the zone. We've got the Howling Vale up first, that'll be in the north. Right above Rainwood Retreat, and right before the border of Fellwood. And then the Forsaken we will deal with to the southeast. And our collection of the Bottle of Disease, or whatever it's called. So let's get started. It shouldn't be too long before we hit the crossroads once again. And then we'll head north, looking for the Tome of Melthandris. We'll see where that's located. Passing Rainwood Retreat now. Been putting some thought into what I would like to do for our next zone, and I think we're probably going to end up heading back to Duskwood. Some of these quests are starting to turn green. In particular, Look to the Stars and Ogre Thieves, both of which should be handled within the Ogre compound in the south. Looks like we'll finally have a chance to complete that, and the Worgen in the Woods shouldn't be too bad either, but we'll see. And yeah, hopefully we can wrap up our 20 to 30 zones and push ourselves to level 34, and then we'll be in a great spot to start our 30 to 40 zones like Stranglethorn and Desolus. We're starting to get pretty close here. We're kind of on the edge of the unexplored territory. I wonder if it's going to be on the left side of the road. I guess it has to be. Like kind of like in the mountains here. We'll find out in just a minute. Not as familiar with the Howling Vale, for sure. So we're looking for a ruined shrine. It's been taken over by mysterious wolfmen, so that's a good indicator. We're looking for Worgen, which I had no idea. I mean, unless they're talking about the Furlbog, but I highly doubt it. It definitely seems like they'd be talking about the Worgen, and I suppose it does make sense to see some Worgen here in Ashenvale, just in Night Elven lands in general, as they are tied into Night Elven lore. lost the purple hue of Ashenvale, which means we're definitely very close to Fellwood now. Still says that we're in the Nightsong Woods, though. I'm just going to step over to the edge real quick. Try to get a better angle. Yeah, I say we should check out the mountains here. We'll take on some crazed ancients along the way, who are definitely not as scary as they were the first time we were up here. This curse we just got hit with was a big reason why. 50% chance per attack to basically just take extra damage. It's probably magical damage as well, so don't think our armor would affect it in any way. Aha! Terrorwolf Shadow Weaver. Terrorwolf, wow. There's a name I've never seen before. Alright, well we found the Worgen, so we're definitely in the right place, and I see a path leading up the hill here, so that's probably a pretty good indicator of where we need to go. And these guys have a pretty nasty curse as well. The healing effects are reduced by 75% on us while it's up. That is gross. Lasts for about 15 seconds as well. And I'm pretty sure that affects our Seal of Light too, which makes sense because we're definitely taking a lot more damage despite having the Seal of Light up on both the Worgen and ourselves at the same time. So I suppose the strategy here, use more Seal of the Righteousness probably. Let's just get more damage in if we can't do as much healing. Took quite a bit of damage from that one. Let's get healed up. I think we're going to end up using a decent amount of water here. That is something I forgot to do as well. Forgot to pick up more melon juice. Got some other players looking like they're heading to the same spot to view the tome. Let's as kindly as we can remove the buffs they gave us. And let's go ahead and follow them. Hopefully the tome isn't something that, you know, takes a while to respawn. I feel like Blizzard's been pretty good about making sure that quest items appear a little bit quicker than normal. Here it is, the Howling Vale. Well, I'm glad those two came up here because they had to deal with a lot, it seemed like. Yeah, I've never been here before. This is going to be really cool. definitely got a shrine here. Looks like they jumped down. I can see the tome ahead of us. Well, let's collect it. It's, yeah, we'll take this opportunity. And you know what? As cool as this place is, I'm going to try to get out of here. We can read what Valinda Starsong has to say here in chat. Take a look at that as we get out. But the quest is complete. That is the most important, so we'll take that back to who is it? Malaria, back at the Shrine of Asina. As quickly as we came here, we are heading it back out. It's nothing too crazy. It's definitely cool. But there's just so much work in here that, you know, if these guys weren't here to take out everything at like once, could have had a real problem, I think, in this area. Let's get back through the cave. I can still see some dead bodies, which is a good sign. Don't want any surprises on the way out. Alright, I guess we'll safely take the path down the hill. Then we're going to make our way over to the barrow down here in the southeastern portion of the region. And we'll deal with the undead. Okay, so from Valinda Starsong. Well, actually, let's get back to the road first. It'll be easier to concentrate on the way down. Okay. The numbers of my companions dwindles. Goddess and my own power shall soon be insufficient to hold back the demons of Felwood. Goddess, grant me the power to overcome my enemies. Hear me, please. My need is desperate, and my cause is just. What? What is this? Could this be the answer to my prayers? Elune has granted me a weapon, this scythe, to defeat the demons. Well, that's it. So that must be the Scythe of Elune. It's cool to see that being played out here in Ashenvale because it makes sense with the Night Elves, but it's also played out, I believe, in Duskwood. Yeah, with Jitters. Jitters found the Scythe there. So I wonder if they end up connecting these two parts of that story in some way. Or is it just meant for, like, Night Elf players to find it, you know, here in Ashenvale, and then humans just to find it over in Duskwood? So the Scythe of Elune is a pretty cool story, and how the Worgen came to be. And something else I wonder too is if it's ever mentioned in, like, you know, Silverpine Forest, which is where I feel like when you think of Worgen, it's probably the first thing most people think of as far as a zone. Just because that's where the dungeon is. You know, Pyrewood Village is such a a well-known spot. But I could be biased. I've played Horde most of my life, so... Crossroads again. I mean, we're gonna have to go left either way. Yeah, where we're gonna have to make a decision is when we cross the bridge and reach the next fork in the road. I think we're heading right around here, basically almost directly south of Splinter Tree. Alright, and I think we'll just keep going straight from here. But we'll be sure to veer off into the woods before we reach the Horde encampments. Got a little bit too close to those the last time we passed through. Oh, yep, there it is. So we actually can't... I guess we can go up this hill here. Hopefully there are no Horde scouts that are just like hiding out in the hills. Looks like we can't even climb over these hills to begin with, so... Nope, let's just go around. They make it pretty difficult for Alliance players to navigate through some of the open spaces in this section of Ashenvale. At least with Horde players, like, you just need to avoid Astronar for the most part. There's really no reason to pass by the Shrine of Asina, at least that I can think of. We should be careful here too. Yep, there's Torok and his raiders. I think they're much lower level than us though. Yeah, so they didn't pull, which is good. Interestingly enough, you can actually kill any of these raiders without getting flagged, it looks like, but if you kill Torok himself, you will get flagged. Which I guess makes sense since he's a quest giver. Alright. Let's look for those barrows again. Yeah, okay. Dordanel, that's what it was called. I think that tent over there might also have some Forsaken surrounding it. Let's go check over there first. Okay, let's give it a shot. Don't like that the Deathstalker can use ranged attacks. That is not good. And I mean, I see plenty of alchemy supplies here, so I would assume that this would be a pretty good bet as far as picking up this bottle that we need. Oh, interesting. Okay, we do not have to kill one. We actually just loot the bottle directly from the table, so I'm glad we went here first. Otherwise, we might not have seen that in the Barrow Den, and we might have just been, like, killing random Forsaken until we eventually figured out we weren't going to get it. The bottle, and now we've got to return that to Cainith at Forest Song, so let's go ahead and take care of that next. That's really all we have on our plate for today for the most part. Just anything that Cainith gives us and anything that Malaria back at the Shrine of Asina has too. The Tower of Althalax we're probably going to have to take care of at a different time, but we'll see. I imagine Cainith will have something for us to do. But yeah, let me know how you guys have been enjoying Ashenvale so far, and let me know what you think about the two different strategies I've kind of implemented as far as how we take on these zones. Do you prefer taking on as much of one zone at one time as possible? You know, like string together 4 or 5 episodes worth of a single zone? Or do you guys prefer when I hop around pretty much every episode or every other episode? I do feel like 2 episodes in a zone is a pretty decent number, especially as we level up and get into our 30s and 40s when things are a little bit slower. But let me know what you guys think. What those structures inside of Saturnar are made out of. You only really see those red brick-ish type of materials with the satyrs specifically. I wonder if those were put there by them or by the Night Elves, and what that material is called. Right, so I can see the war song Scout, I believe it is. Outrider. Yeah, let's avoid her. And we're back in Forest Song. Let's speak with Caneth. Very good, Sedelian. Now, by testing the contents of this bottle, the goals of the Forsaken will be revealed.
Good luck, friend.
Oh boy. This disease is potent, and it attacks the mind. I must resist. I have survived the poisons of the Forsaken, Sedelian, and I know now what must be done.
Peace be with you.
When I struggled with the Forsaken's poisons, I had a vision. I had a vision of the druids in the Doordinil Barrow Den, poisoned, murdered by the undead. They are now errant ghosts, severed from their bodies and driven mad. So that the druids' spirits might someday find peace, you must enter the Doordinil Barrow Den and destroy its once great leaders, Tennille Darkwood, Uthal Mooncall, and Mavris Cloudsbreak. Those are some names. Do this, then return to me. Well, you guys know how I feel about getting a weapon as a reward. We'll pick it up, but it is yellow to us, so I think we're going to wait on completing it. It is going to be too much for us to handle right now, I think. Going into any quest related to a cave or a barrow especially, I feel like the barrows are actually worse because with a cave, there's a little bit more space. A barrow is very confined and difficult to get out of. You know, just like a cave, there's only one exit. But unlike a cave, it's usually far more of a maze. Okay, so we got some Horde scouts here. This is the lumber mill. These scouts wouldn't flag us, so it leads me to believe that at some point, maybe there's a quest chain that we can do here. They're level 27, so I'm surprised we haven't gotten anything yet. I mean, maybe if we like explored the area a bit, maybe we would run into some sort of quest giver, like on the outskirts of the lumber mill, but I'm not sure. You guys can let me know if there's such a quest to be gotten there. We're heading this way because I want to take the flight path that we picked up in the previous episode in Ashara, and we'll take it back to Astronar, and then I guess we'll head over to the Shrine of Asina and turn in that quest first. We'll see if there's a follow-up to the Howling Vale, which I imagine there should be, because we didn't get too much information on the Scythe of Elune that was hinted at in the dialogue. And I would like to find out more too, so I hope there's something else to be done after we turn this one in. Another relaxing flight through Ashenvale. But after today, I think I really definitely want to go back to Duskwood, if possible, in the next episode. I want to get everything wrapped up, and then got to make some decisions from there. Got to figure out what level 30 zone do I want to enter first. Alright, we have landed. Let's get over to Asina's shrine. Okay. Let us speak with Malaria.
Ishnu Allah.
Tome of Melthandris works in strange ways. The events it records, the events it shows. No one truly understands why it does what it does. Nonetheless, it is clear that what Priestess Starsong received, this Scythe of Elune, bears further investigation.
Good luck.
Yes, please. Belinda Starsong was my predecessor here in Ashenvale Forest. At first, it seemed she had the situation in Fellwood under control, but little by little, her efforts faltered. One day, she simply disappeared. I was sent here to continue her work. I'm afraid I know nothing of the priestess, however, Perhaps Thintel Bladeweaver, one of the commanders of the Sentinels, knows further details of her disappearance that I was not party to. Surely she will understand the import of such information.
Farewell.
Interesting. So we're going to Darnassus for a quest. I'm down for that. Let's get back to Astronar. I'd rather deal with the Tower of Athalax first, though. So let's get back to town and let's take another flight. Never thought I'd be going back to a 10 to 20 zone. But here we are, heading back to Darkshore. Flight going to Aberdeen. It's a decently long flight. Let's see, we're at 5 gold at the moment. Haven't made too much progress recently, I feel like, with our experience bar. We had one good episode in there where we really got a lot done, but the Paladin's slow. You know, our kill speed is very slow. We're opting in to use, to double up on Seal of Light very often. So it takes a long time to kill stuff. But I think we're going to correct that, especially when we get to Duskwood. We'll have Worgen to kill, we'll have lots of ogres to kill. So, should be able to make a decent dent into our rested experience coming up. kind of missed this ambiance a little bit. It's actually got a similar kind of vibe to Silver Pine in some ways, and I've really grown to appreciate Darkshore a lot more in recent years. I don't know why. I've always just considered it a worse Silver Pine. I guess in one way, it's kind of like a, a dark, not spooky, just kind of like gray zone. Very decrepit in certain spots, but I suppose it does a good job of implementing the Night Elven themes into such a zone. I just feel like it works better with the Forsaken in Silver Pine. We've got quite the hike, heading all the way back up to the tower. Right outside the ruins of Mithistra. I appreciate the viewer who pointed out that the ruins of Mithistra were actually supposed to be where the Black Fathom Deeps were supposed to be, the dungeon itself. Not sure exactly what made that change, like why they decided to move it. I guess they thought, well, we want Horde to have easy access to every dungeon, so let's just move it closer to them. But as inconvenient as it would have been, Horde side, I think it would have been really cool for the Alliance to have a zone, or a dungeon in a zone that they have a far easier time getting to. The Alliance definitely need more of that, and if Blizzard ever decide to add more dungeons in a Classic Plus setting to the leveling experience specifically, I think they should add more dungeons that are more easily accessible to the Alliance side to kind of balance things out a bit. But I suppose they could also solve that problem by simply adding more flight paths in just better locations. I don't want them to add too much. A very small handful of new flight paths for the Alliance, though, I think would be good. We are almost there. Yeah, and the more that I think about it, as far as putting the dungeon up here instead of where it is now, the Horde wouldn't have that difficult of a time getting to it, depending on what the level range is. Like if they kept it the same, type of level range, like the mid-20s, I think it would be fine. Because the road through Darkshore is pretty safe, even for a Horde player. There's not much that they're going to run into. But in any case, we're here at the Tower of Althalax. Let's speak with Balthul Shadowstrike again. It's good to see you again, Sedalian. The strangest things have been happening around here. I'm glad you showed up. It was very strange, Sedalian. Everything seemed normal. Well, as normal as things can get around here. And then, suddenly, there was a blinding flash of light from the upper room of the tower. Then came the screams. The cries split the air, and lightning struck the ground from time to time. What's going on?
Asha Fela.
I see. Well, if what you say is true, then now is the time to strike. I believe Athrikis resides at the top of the tower. Be careful, though. He is surrounded by many powerful warlocks, much more deadly than the ones you faced before.
Del Ladris.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, if we look outside the tower, we've got like level 17s and stuff. So, I don't think I've ever actually taken a peek inside the tower itself. So, there must be higher level enemies within. I mean, I'm just going to kind of avoid everybody. Take on a few here and there, but I'm not too concerned about getting in, at least. These towers are tricky, though. And we got to be very careful. Because there is not much of an escape. I guess we're a paladin, so we were able to confirm in previous episodes that Divine Protection does work with fall damage as far as preventing it. So if we have to jump out of the tower, for example, it would be a pretty good strategy to get away. I picked up a green staff too. That's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, level 29 as we enter the actual tower itself. So far, it doesn't seem to be too crammed with enemies. You can line of sight the spellcasters pretty easily in these towers, which is nice. Shadow bolts hurt quite a lot, though. It's actually interesting. I don't usually see casters behaving like this, though. They're like intentionally trying to run away so that they can cast. As if they had some sort of a dead zone like hunters have. So that's definitely interesting. We're gonna have to climb the tower pretty quickly, though. Just to avoid the respawns. Respawns are really tricky in places that are this vertical, because you could end up pulling stuff from below you. Let's deal with these two. Void Caller we fight, we have to drink, basically. These guys are basically pillagers. And they love running around for some reason. Yeah, alright, this is gonna be interesting. We're gonna have to... I think we're gonna genuinely have to drink on every pull. So hopefully we'll have the water to accommodate that. Actually really low on mana right now. We actually might have to... No, I don't think we'll have to lay on hands. I really want to save lay on hands for Athrokis himself, if we can help it. This is tricky, because I do not know if we're moving fast enough. I think we might be due for some new water, too. I might want to upgrade. Okay, we are on the top level, so it's a good thing that there aren't too many enemies, just like generally speaking, in the tower. And I'd love to explore the tower in a little bit more detail, but I just feel like we're not going to have the time here to do it. Healing spell here instead of using the bandage because I want to save the bandages in case we need to use them with in conjunction with Hammer of Justice. It's a tool we have to conserve some mana in these tough fights, and we're definitely going to use the bag of marbles here, 1000%. We are getting pelted right now. I couldn't imagine if we got hyper spawned on right now, what would happen to us. And you know what? This is not one of those towers that has a place where you can really easily escape from, even if we were to like jump down. Gotta use a bandage now. Heart's pumping. These are some of my favorite kinds of quests to do though in hardcore. Really feels good when you complete something like this by yourself. Good thing here, I think, is that it looks like we can pull Athrokis by himself. Oh, that's bad. Ooh, that's really bad. Alright, so we have to go downstairs. Waiting for him to come down. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. Okay. Maybe. It's okay, guys. We're fine. Man, I really don't want to use lay on hands, though. There's a chance we might not have to. But we've got no mana right now. We still have Hammer of Justice. We should be able to pull Athricus now by himself, in theory. But we gotta do it quick and then we gotta get out of here. I think Blessing of Protection also works with fall damage, so we should be able to, like, in an emergency, jump down and run. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Oh man, see, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull him by himself now. I'm kind of like second guessing myself. Okay, we're good. Got him by himself. There's a battered chest up here, placed hilariously. Definitely not going to pick that up. And I don't think we'll need the bag of marbles. Since we pulled him by himself. We definitely would have needed it if we pulled the others, but... Oh my god, I can't believe we actually got him. Okay. We've got his head. Let's get out of here. Oh, yeah, we've got respawns below. Okay. Let's see. Where's the entrance? Entrance is that way. Alright, let's get out of here. We'll take some fanatics with us, it's fine. Oh boy, that was fun. Let me see here. Let me quickly read. Got a journal page here. Oh god. Yeah, I'm not reading this. Yeah. I mean, maybe there's a way to translate this somewhere. I'm assuming this is like the night, Darnasian or whatever it's called in the Night Elf language.
Can I assist you? Farewell.
With the death of Athricus, I hope that the demonic forces in this area will be driven back. I have no doubt that they will regroup and return, but then we shall be even more prepared to meet their threat.
Goodbye.
For all the work that you have done, you deserve to be well rewarded. Return to Delgrin and tell him that Athricus Narasin lies stilled by your hand, and the cult of the Dark Strand is beaten and scattered. Okay, you can actually get a two-handed sword for this. This one looks pretty cool. Awesome. Super cool. We'll turn that in the next time we're in Ashenvale. I am not in any rush to do so. But awesome. Really glad that I got that quest done. Really happy with all that we've been able to accomplish in today's episode. Back at Menethil Harbor now. I'm going to be flying over to Darkshire shortly after I restock. And yeah, that is going to be it for today. As always, I appreciate you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you like the video, and consider subscribing for more. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.